going to do a teleport to Lion's Arch. Trouble I was having when I went to Lion's Arch, I ended up under the map. Let's see if we're going to end up under the map still. That might be a bug that still exists. But I was getting maps wouldn't load. I would go into jumping puzzles, and yeah, I'm still under the map there. I'm on my free-to-play account on Steam on the Windows at the moment. The Linux machine is going as well. Actually, the Linux machine's going better. I did have a plan to actually play some Living World 1 on this. I wanted to play through Living World 1 on the free account, because that's something that's available for a free account. Trying to do as much as I can on this free account, just to show you can do it quite a lot. And I was going to play the Living World 1, except I went to upgrade. Lunar New Year came out, I went to upgrade on this machine, and aside from the fact it took forever to upload, they were all slow. It was slow on my full account too. But for some reason, this free-to-play account, the Steam account, just took forever, and then it didn't work very well. I would load up the machine. It was extremely slow to load. There was some drive issues there as well. I've had this on a few different drives too. That's another story. It was originally on a like an old style spinning drive, you know, really a modern one, but it was like on a 2 gig normal hard drive, which is no good for this game, which I normally don't have it on there, but it was only for because it was only going to be used on here temporarily. I thought it wouldn't matter, but it does take forever to, you know, go between levels or to load a level, so that's a bad idea. But I thought, oh well, I'll just shift it to a SSD, which doesn't work on Steam. Normally you can just shift games over. On Steam, with Guild Wars 2, that doesn't seem to work. It seems to do a full download again, reinstall the game. So it's had a couple of reinstalls lately, and I actually reinstalled it again just lately when I had all this trouble, and reinstalling it, and then had to do the whole update again, which took hours, which is really bizarre. So this is actually now on a totally different SSD again now. Hopefully it's running better. I'm just got on today. This is a quick video because I couldn't do it'd be a quick video because I just what I'll video it just to see if it's working today, see if it loads a bit quicker. Interestingly enough, on the Linux machine, when I updated, because this is the Lunar New Year thing, when I did the update for the Lunar New Year on the Linux machine, it took even longer. Look, it took it seemed to take an hour before it could even decide, and maybe I was waiting longer than I needed to, but just Steam got hung all the time, and it didn't even want to bring up the update screen, like the normal start screen for where it loads the game. It took forever to do that. Eventually I got that up, and it brought up the screen. It took forever to update to the Lunar New Year update. But once it updated, it ran fine on the Linux machine on Steam. So that was something good. So it was running fine over there. So I was actually doing my dailies over there on the Linux machine. But on this one, it just would not go. So we're going to try it. We're going to see how long it takes, because it's on another SSD. It's still not on the NVMe. It's just on a normal SATA SSD that I keep some of the Steam games on. I took off, I put it onto that one, I moved them around. I took off Destiny 2 because I haven't played that in a couple of years. I did try that out for a while because one of my friends from Eve was playing it, and I didn't mind it, but I just, you don't know the crowd, you don't know the game that well, so I didn't play it for that long. Anyway, so we're going to try this. We're going to go with our thingo, because I seem to remember yesterday's dailies were something to do with the jumping puzzle, so I haven't loaded this character in ages. So we're going to do it and see how long that takes. Oh, Divinity's Reach. So, because this was taking a long time, especially on an ordinary drive, this takes forever. But even on an SSD, it was taking quite a while. I should have timed that, really. It still takes quite a while to load in. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. It was taking like minutes with this game and Steam in general. Do we have some? Oh, I haven't got arc DPS on this, so I haven't got the frame rate. But we can get up. We can bring this frame rate up and just oh, don't put it over there. I put over there. I got to do another fishing video with my. I'm going to do a grumpy tips. I think. I know I'm not an expert, but I think I'll just do some basics I do for new people. For some of the things I've picked up lately on fishing. What have we got? FPS 60. That's not great, is it? Let's get out of here. Considering, but we're in Divinity's region. Maybe it's busy in here. Is this where the festival... Is the festival still on even? I don't even know what's going on with the festival. I assume it's still going. I haven't had much to do with it, to be honest. Okay, so I guess a little bit better. 80. Still not... Doesn't seem that great to me compared to what I'm getting on the full account, to be honest. Because I know it possibly depends on what maps you're in, but that just seems, considering the hardware here, we are on DX 11, I assume. Yeah. Full screen, windowed full screen. Interesting. Well, I mean, it's playable, it's fine, it's just, I'm fine with that, with this sort of game. And it is that's everything turned up pretty well flat out, I think. And on 1440, so it's not terrible, but it just seems lower than the full version, which is interesting. Load screens are good. I'm going to do a teleport to Lion's Arch. Trouble I was having when I went to Lion's Arch, I ended up under the map. Let's see if we're going to end up under the map still. That might be a bug that still exists. But I was getting maps wouldn't load. I would go into jumping puzzles, and yeah, I'm still under the map there. So that might be that's on both accounts and everything. So whenever I go to whenever I go there, I end up under the map, and yet I do that, and I'm on top of the map again. So it's interesting when you, if you're in the map already and you jump around, you end up in the right place. But if you're outside the map, you end up under the map all the time there. But that seems to be a worldwide bug at the moment, so that's fine. I want to go over to test over here. I went in to do this jumping puzzle the other day, and it was not loading. So the bridge is loaded. That's something. So these graphics, I just can't tell if they look full here or not. I do have everything right up, right? I think they're mostly up. So I want everything flat out. I'm looking. Oh, see, now I've got plenty of FPS here. So obviously Queensdale just not good. So that looks fine in this part of the world. Okay, well, that's normalish. Okay, that's fine. I think I want everything just flat out. I'm low. We want worst case scenario. Okay, that's fine. Okay, the bridge loaded. That's good. That's a good sign. When I went to do this jumping puzzle, I couldn't do the jumping puzzle because it actually didn't load the jumping puzzle. Obviously, this is not the jumping puzzle I want to do today. I'll go do the daily jumping puzzle, which will be a good... Okay, so this is actually loaded today. Because I came to do this jumping puzzle, and these rocks were here. This central rock was not. Okay, this central rock is obviously another... Obviously, it loads... When it loads these sorts of games, it's different assets are loaded differently, and these particular rocks here don't actually load with the the base. Oops. Oh no, I fell down. Okay. Get a bit closer. Okay. Oops. Okay, so this jumping puzzle, not much of a jumping puzzle, I know this one, is doable again, so that's good. That's good. So, that bit's fixed at least. Our loading times look alright, and so we might be back in action, so maybe tomorrow I might be able to do some living world. I do want to, what else do I want to check? Like I say, this is all on DX 11. This actual computer, when I first load this video card, because I've got a 6700 XT on this one, did not like DX9 at all. So I've been using DX11 for quite a while. When I ran DX9, which I ran for years on all the other things, and that was fine, reflections and various other things weren't working. It was all, I was getting all sorts of artifacts, and I was seeing reflections through the world and all sorts of weird things. So I had to go DX11 way back when it was in beta. So I've had no trouble. I don't know how that's going to go with the whole DX9, DX11. I might do a bit of asking around, and I know people are worried about it. I don't know if it's worth a video. But maybe I can make up an old machine. I don't have a good old machine. I need like an old hardware. All my CPUs are pretty good, and the whole idea with DX9 and DX11, DX11 is going to put more on the video card. I don't see how that's going to affect anyone too badly. DX9 is, I mean, DX9's been around since like 2000, early 2000s. Windows 95 was still a thing when DX9 came out. DX11's been around since, got to be the mid, 2010, I'm not sure, 2011, I don't know, or no, it might be earlier than that, it might be 2009, DX11. So it's been around a long time. I know I've got an old, I don't use anymore. I've got, like I say, I've got this, is that it? Or is it? I've got several video cards laying around, but I know one of them, one of my emergency cards is a, I've got this old one here, which I use as a emergency card whenever I just need a video card to stick in a machine. I think it's a GT610. It'll run, it's not the best, so Guild Wars 2. A bit underpowered. I do believe it will run it. I think it's a DX11, so, and it's not the, you want a better card than that. If you've got a 1060 or a AMD 570 video card, they're beautiful for running Guild Wars on. Assuming you got half decent processor. I need to have some sort of a 4-core. I don't know if I've got anything like a 2-core 4-thread should run Guild Wars. I don't know. I don't know how well it run. I need to build an old machine to do some testing on that, the whole DX9, DX11. It'll be too late now. But yeah, any sort of decent video card should be fine these days. I don't see that's going to be a problem when they change over to DX11 exclusively. Whether it's going to hurt anyone's performance, it'll be interesting to see. Maybe we'll have to do some tests on that. Yeah, it's not going to affect me because I think the worst card I've got actually in production now would be the ones downstairs, which you use daily. Well, use very often, and they're one's a NVIDIA 1060 6 gig, and the other one is a 4 gig 570 AMD. So they run fine. these days you want more video RAM anyway. But yeah, I guess it'll be laptops and things like that. I have to dig out one of my old laptops, but all my old laptops are so old, I don't think they'd even run the game anymore. They used to, way back. Okay, so what else do we want to look at? I think that's our main issues. That wasn't loading. Let's go to another map. Where is our daily? It's down in here somewhere, wasn't it? Demon Grubs, I think, is today's daily. So I'll see if I can run down there and do that one. That's all right. That's oh, that one's. Is there a closer one? That one might be closer. Maybe. So, unfortunately, it's a long run. My little girl, who doesn't have mounts because it's a free-to-play account. I do have the other account. It gets a bit confusing in my channel because sometimes I do play the full account, but I do have the full account and the free account. And some things I can't do on the like fishing. I can't do fishing on this account. I was tempted to upgrade this one, but then that defeats the purpose because I want to see what you can do on a free account. Somewhere over here is this demon grub thing. Oh. And I got a cold. Oh, is this the place? I think it is. So what are we getting here? Let me go in here. Because we seem to have... Can I get in this way? I don't know. Oh, can get in that way. Should I put my port on in case I need it? Port entry. Whee! I don't think I will, surely. Which way are we going to go? Whee! 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 Oops. Whee! Whee! Well. This is where I'm supposed to be going, I think. So, yeah.
Never felt better.
Nobody here, though. Demon Gross, yeah, this is definitely the place. So, well, what do we got? I'm going to check our, I should put Arc DPS on this Steam version, I suppose. Just to have there for... Oh, a little Mesmer. Didn't need to come in a Mesmer, but I did. Poor Mesmer hasn't got much use lately. I never played as a pure Mesmer till I got my free account. And there we go, we are rich. So, it's got plenty of FPS here. So, that's running fine. So, yeah, like I say, I think I reinstalled this a couple of times and it has been moved around off and on this computer. Don't put it on an old-time spinny drive. It does not like that at all. I did try that, and that was a mistake. It was very slow. On the SSD, it's way better. On download times, it gets, especially going into places like, I mean, it's the Steam I find a bit slower at the best of times. I don't know if it's because it's a free account and they, you know, maybe twiddle the servers a bit, or whether it's because Steam and they twiddle the servers a bit. I really don't know. I don't know about the ins and outs of how they run the system there, to be honest. There's a way out of here from here, is there? Don't know. No. Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know the mechanics of how they run Steam. obviously we're on the connected universe, but I don't know if they have any different Steam doorways or anything. I don't see how they could, to be honest. But it's just, yeah, there's obviously some differences with it with the free Steam account, and I don't know if it's for Steam or free. I have got another free account that I've just managed to rescue. That was I had lost passwords and that, and I just managed to restore that.
There's the power.
Okay, good boy. Calm down. So if I can ever get out of here. No, let me out! Let me out! I'm being destroyed here. Let me out. Go to the town there. So, yeah, and does that slow us down? Yeah, it's moving around good. I'm going to go another map. What other maps do we want? Still on Vista View. Well, we'll try that. Another map. A second. You alright? Yep. I thought I had to let him out, but he's alright. So let's try Ascalon. We'll go to Ascalon map. Should time that. Oh, I suppose it matters. Because I don't know what the times were before. Yeah, about 15 seconds, I'm guessing there. That look, it used to be 30 seconds at best before, so it's actually going quicker now, and I don't know why. On the ordinary drive, when I took it off the SSD, it was taking minutes, or at least a minute or two sometimes. It was very it was terrible. Which the drive, it shouldn't be that much slower getting the data off, to be honest, but it is. It just, it may be something to do with the seek times or something, but yeah, it was a shocker. So much for saving space there. I just because the game's quite big, it's like trying to find room for it. It was a bit difficult. I need to get another Steam drive, like maybe a 2 terabyte SSD or something, just for chucking Steam stuff on. Because I've only got a couple of 1 terabytes at the moment in there. It's not like there's a lot of SSD. All the machines downstairs these days are mostly SSD, but this is an old machine I've had for a long time. So I think it came originally with a couple of 2 terabyte Seagate spinnies, and I think it did come with a Kingston 240. Not a very big SSD anyway, and that's upgrade. I upgraded that to a 500, and then now it's a terabyte. But I think I think it's keen to where 2 terabytes is going to be the minimum size SSD for any computer you're doing any gaming or anything on. Even for your C drive, because some things just love to be on the C drive, like Flight Sim. It just seems to automatically go there. Well, I wish I would have bought that from Microsoft. I'm starting to think I will one day rebuy Microsoft Flight Simulator, not on Steam. I think some games just might be better not to have on Steam because they end up going on their own drive anyway. It seems pointless if they're not going to be in a Steam drive, a Steam folder, and being totally managed by Steam. I don't see there's much point having them on Steam. Except for like management issues when you want to just, I guess, have it connected through. But yeah, okay. So that didn't take long to get there. What else we want to do in our little daily thing? And we can do as a test Metrica province events. We might do that probably. Or we might have a look. Shiver Peaks Lumber. We can do that. That's nice and quick. Yeah, a little testy thing. Shiver Peaks. Shiver Peaks. We're going to do a little run over to Dread. It's probably not the best one. Oh, it's probably for timber. We go to Frost Gorge, but yeah. Well, that took no time to load. That took no time to load at all. I know the first load of the day is usually the worst, but that didn't seem too bad. We got down there. Young herbs. Not much point picking herbs on this character, but why not? Unfortunately, with these free accounts, and I understand this fully, I'm not complaining to ArenaNet. I can't post anything to my main account because they don't want you just get these little free accounts for farming or something. Although I guess it's for botting, just AFKing. Because if you're playing this, whether you're playing this on another account, you're still spending the time in here. And while I'm on here, I'm not on the other account, but I guess it's not for people like me, obviously. But yeah, you can't. What do we got here? What would I even want to send? What did I pick up? Oh yeah. See, I can't mail. Who can I mail? Can I mail me? I should be able to send mails to me, but I can't. Can't send anything. It's actually sending gold and items. I think that's all locked all the time. I don't think you can send anything to anybody, any items, anytime. Somebody was asking me about that the other day. And just sending items is just completely locked out, which is fair enough. I don't have a problem with that on a free account. That's an obvious one. It's not something that affects me. Well, obviously nothing, because I'm doing this as a essentially content, but it's as a test and as content to see, as to show people what you can and can't do, and as an experiment for myself as well. Obviously there's nothing they can do that's that big a problem. It's just what it's like for the ordinary player. But anyway, even if I was just playing normally, I don't see that's a problem. But then if I was playing normally, I would have upgraded by now, so the main thing this is going to be for, the free accounts for, is do I really want to spend money in the game? And by the time you got to this one, by the time you got to this stage of the game, you're either going to want to... where's my shattering? Jeez. Got to remember to shatter. I'm in the shatter girl. Oh dear. This is the trouble. When I shift characters, I'm like, oh, how do I play this character again? I've got to remember. Oh, I've got to remember. There's one of these. I think it's that one, yeah. Get some thingies out there, blow some stuff up, kill some people. Okay. They're not bad mesmers. They're really not too terrible. You're supposed to sort of like use deception and things to get away from things, but yeah, not that good. Plus, I just like killing things a lot. Okay, so that's good. We've done our dailies. It seems to be working well anyway. Compared to what it was just so broken. It looks like I finally managed to, after a couple of reinstalls and unfortunately every time I reinstalled I had to do the update again, which takes forever. So that was kind of weird. It would do like a 200 meg. Oh, I don't know. It was like an hour or two. I don't know. I just would go away and leave it. It would take forever to update every time. So I don't know if that's going to be a permanent thing or whether it's just for this Lunar New Year, but that's the slowest update for a long time, considering it's not like a major update. We're just talking about a festival. It's not a big thing. Should not take that long. And it takes that long because it's just uploading so slowly. It was just, I don't know if it was just having to go through so many files and doing mods, or is this, I don't know why that was taking so long. So I'd be interested to see what the next update does, because it was a very weird update to me for not a major update, just the festival. Why it was taking so long. Where do we want to go? Back to Metrica. Go to Metrica. What's that going to take? Okay, so yeah, that's going quicker and quicker, so weird. There's an event somewhere, but I think I'll do the events because the video today was just I just want to get on, make sure this, well, the video. I wanted to get on today and see if I can get this computer going and this game going so I can do some content for it. Maybe do a living world and video while I'm doing, because I wanted to see what living world was like with this account, because living world was something I was not around for when it came out. So that'll be fun to experience that again. Okay, well, you can go home. Let's go home to Lion's Arch. I haven't been living in... Oh, have I been living in Lion's Arch? No, she was living in Divinity's Reach. I'll take it back to living in Reach. That'll be a bigger test, probably. Because it should be busy here. So, yeah. The Divinity's Reach is still taking a little while to get into, but yeah, it's not too terrible. Oh, how about we go around? Is there all stuff going on over here? Still? Yep. Out. Now the floor's loading. We were getting a lot of floor loading issues in the last festival, but this seems to be good. This one's... Oh no, we're still getting some non-loading issues here, though. Or is that... Was that normal? Okay, that might be normal. I haven't been here a lot, so I don't know what's normal. But a bunch of pigs just sitting there with floating. That's normal. Okay, that's good. We're all good. Okay, well that's oh, our frame rate. What is our frame rate? It feels terrible. I really gonna have to put arc on this one. Oh yay. Yeah, that's brought it down a bit. What do we got here? Oh, wow. Yeah, I just went to, yeah, that's all CPU. The video card is not working hard at all. Not a video issue. This is purely CPU issues where we've got a 5600X, 6 core, 12 threads going, 4 point, yeah, around the 4.5, 4.6 gig. Okay, so yeah, we core clocks, they're all running at about 4.6, oh, yeah, all over the place. But 4.6 gig, and we're looking at 60% CPU usage, and yeah, a couple of the main cores, because this seems to run on like, all threads seem to chew most of the load, especially 2 threads, and they're just maxed. Yeah, there's a couple of cores there that are just maxed out, so that's what's holding it back there. The video card is not doing anything. It's not even running continuously at the moment. So yeah, this is all CPU, which is a big thing with this game. And of course, I've got everything maxed out. You know, I'm running absolutely maxed out here. So character model limit, all that. So I want a worst case scenario. I'm trying to run everything absolutely ridiculous. There's no point running it lower for doing this sort of thing because you got nowhere to go. So yeah, you can switch off a lot of that stuff and get this up to quite usable. But that is interesting. But that's all just killing the CPU there. That's good. So it's fine. But considering it's going pretty well, actually, considering we're flat out there. And it's using the CPU, so hopefully I've got the problem sorted out on this thing now. We'll go back to our character, so we'll load in Evil Xena. Okay, so that's still taking like 30 seconds or so to load in as a fresh there. Which is interesting. 40, yeah. It's going alright. That is fairly heavy on the CPU. Again. Yeah. Still. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to do some checks on that, but it's definitely still a bit slower. There we go. A little bit slower loading. Loading into Lion's Arch or new character. I don't know. Have to check that one. I don't normally have a character sitting in Lion's Arch when I load up, so I don't know for sure, but it just seems to be taking a while still. But 30 seconds is not a big hardship. It's just interesting. But not the 2 or 3 minutes it was taking. So that's good. That's more back to when I had it on the other SSD, I guess. Don't put it on a spinny. But, okay, I think it's fixed up now. Hopefully, what the heck was that giant coat thing there? Flashed up. I have to look at that in editing. I don't know what that was. It looked like a giant coat thing popped in. Yeah, have to maybe have a go at doing a couple of things I want to do. I want to do some fishing stuff, maybe. Might look into DX7, DX9, and DX11. DX12's a thing now, and that's the thing. DX12's been out how long? I mean, I wouldn't. I would hope that wouldn't go to DX12 only, because that would be bad. But DX11 only doesn't seem like a big deal. I can understand people like to have that backward DX9 compatibility for certain hardware that might do better with it, but I'm not sure there's much hardware left that we want the game with. I know Guild Wars is not a very difficult game to play, although it is and it isn't. But it does need a pretty decent CPU. You don't really want to be playing it on some older CPU, then using DX9 where it's even loading the CPU up more. Yeah, I don't see DX11s being that big an issue, but we'll see. I'll have to do some reading and hey, if anyone wants to yell out and say, no, this is terrible, this will ruin the game, we want to keep DX9, yeah, I'm interested, because I don't know it's a problem. Can't see it at this stage. And if going DX11 only can mean they can do something good, that's great. Because I don't know what the future of the game is. Where does the game go from here? Do we give it a facelift and keep it going, or do we is it Guild Wars 3 coming? I don't want that either, because we know where that went with Sims. I think Sims 2 is still the best one. Yeah, so I'll get going and I'll leave that for now and get ready to do something else, like maybe some Living World, maybe. I don't know how that's going to go. I'll probably do it in a video per thing. I don't know. I can't remember. I don't know how that's going to go. I have to film it and see how it goes. I don't know how hard that's going to be. Should be fine. I think I'll take my Necro. Necro can handle anything. So I'll die a lot. And I'll do that next time.